Hello and welcome to the New Age Geek channel. If you're new here, we build an inclusive space for people of all walks of life through the power of friendship, magic, and tabletop role-playing games. Tonight we have Forging Fates, our sober D&D campaign set the critical role world of Exandria, following our adventuring party, the Fists of Fade. What's up, Fists?
Hi, Joe.
What's up, Joe? This is your weekly friendly little reminder that the New Age Geeks includes more than just us up here on the screen. It relies on all of you wonderful geeks and your participation in this community that we are building together. If you want to become one of the New Age Geeks, you absolutely can. Just make sure to subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels and join our Discord, where you'll find moderated chats, emotes by one of our favorite geeks, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
And chat rooms with the cast and other members of this growing community. Another friendly little reminder is that the best way to help us out is with engagement, so we'd greatly appreciate if you'd watch the video all the way through, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that these platforms know to share us with everybody else. Beyond Twitch and YouTube, we also have posts going up on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. So if you are on those platforms, make sure to give us a follow for more geeky goodness.
Twitch Prime is free if you already have Amazon Prime. That awards you a 1-month subscription to any channel on Twitch. Once per month you do need to go in and resubscribe to that channel at no additional cost. Just link your accounts and click subscribe with Prime on that channel. I love making Joe disappointed by using silly voices. If you're feeling charitable, please subscribe on Twitch and YouTube. Perhaps gift subscriptions to others, cheer using bits, donate via PayPal, and subscribe to our Patreon. Lastly, if you wish to become a sponsor for the New Age Geeks, reach out to us directly via our Instagram page to begin those discussions.
Speaking of sponsors, if you enjoy the music we have going on here on Forging Fates, we highly recommend checking out the Songcraft bot. Songcraft bot allows you to... I'm sorry, I got a message and totally distracted me. Songcraft bot allows you to play open source community selected music and soundscapes directly from your Discord server with just a few clicks. Whether you're playing with friends or streaming on Twitch, you can use the audio stress-free. With their Pro Level subscription, you get their playlist builder, shareable playlist codes, access to 40+ music genres and 20+ soundscape types, global genre selections, and 2 premium Discord servers, all for just $10 a month. But by using our referral code NAG, that's NAG, you get $2 off your subscription for the first 3 months. All you need to do to get started is invite the Songcraft bot of your choosing into your server, then hit play and let Songcraft take care of the rest.
And we are also partners with Dragon's Nest Delivery. If you don't know what Dragon's Nest Delivery is, it is a D&D shop with a ton of D&D essentials, including dice, apparel, homebrew adventures, and their Nat 20 card series, which we have been using over on Queer and Present Danger, as well as a D&D subscription box. The subscription box includes dice, candy, one-shot adventures, minis, and a bunch of downloadable content as well. So when you go to check out, make sure to use our referral code NEWAGEGEEKS, that is all one word, for 18% off of your order, and yes, that even includes the subscription box. So when you go and check them out, make sure to tell them that we sent ya.
Okay. That all being said, announcements for the week. I don't think I have anyone for investigation check this week yet, though there's a couple of people that are getting back to me. I've got nothing else for the week. You can catch us next week for another episode of Forging Fates. Starting off at the top, Yuri, what do you got going on this week?
Hello. Tomorrow I'm going to be over at the Happy Jacks RPG again for our weekly Tuesday live in studio play of Electric State. We have made our way from Solvang. We're going up the one, I think, up the coast. So we'll see what happens. And then on Wednesday, I will be again over at Don't Kill My Character for our superhero shenanigans, where I get to play our alien bird warrior princess. And that is full of a shenanigans as well. And then a couple of secret pre-recorded things that I'm very excited for. So definitely be checking out my socials for that.
Okay. Omega, what do you got going on this week?
Hey, friends. Many different things, other than the channels I'm going to be on, including tomorrow over on twitch.tv/surfeffers_ for a summer series called Doom Scroll. I will be at MagicCon in Vegas this weekend,
Nice.
Thursday to Monday, doing other things. I have a meet and greet. I'm doing a BIPOC mixer. and the illustrious LobbyCon, which is just everyone bringing cards to the lobby of some hotel and vibing. It's going to be a good time. I can't wait. But if you are going to be there, feel free to say hello. And yeah, that's me.
Okay. Dante, you got anything going on this week?
No.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone I'm missing? What do you got, CC?
This Saturday at 4 a.m. Central Standard Time, I will be over on the Nerds with Dice channel as a part of their charity stream for Pride Month.
Awesome.
We will be playing Bewitched, which is a game about bisexual witches.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you got,
They're
Yuri?
doing like a 24-hour, like long, constant games.
Nice.
That makes sense because
Okay.
4 a.m. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
forgot to mention anybody in the LA area for Free RPG Day. We will be over at Kiki T's during the day, and then that evening we will be making our way to the Roguelike Tavern to have a little get together and party with the peeps from the Crit Awards.
Nice.
So if you're in the area, definitely stop by for some really cool both alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, as we all just really want to get together and hang out.
Amazing. Okay. I think that's all the announcements for the week. If everyone's ready, let's dive into just tonight's episode of Forging Fates. And we are back. Okay, so who would like to go ahead and give us the recap for last week's episode?
I can attempt to, my lord. So, again, writing notes down in their big old book. The camera will turn and see whatever the date of the day is. We have done a lot, period. There is a lot of planning, a lot of conversations about stealing a ship. Why we need this ship, I do not care. But Gormrog wants what they have, and if we steal ship, that means we get what they need. Therefore, we're stealing a ship. But before that, we must do many different things. So the gang will split up. It would appear that Finnick and Gormrog have gone off to acquire some things for, be it personal reasons or professional, including getting sections of the ship outfitted so it can be more fulfilled in a way. Also, immune to fire. Look at that. Also, grabbing what seems to be arcanic batteries of sorts that can refuel the power within someone consumable, unfortunately. There was also an individual running what was called the Moonwalker's Collection, selling things that did not belong to them, according to Gormrog, and Gormrog was not happy about it, so much that they probably would have done something if Finnick did not stop them. Maybe. I don't know. Either way, also Finnick is stronger because of the prosthetics they have added to their body. Body modification is all the rage, I have heard. Also, Rhynek, myself, LOL, did a reconnaissance of the area, just making sure that we were not walking into a trap. The Vonderman Assembly is quite active in this place, so it was going to be quite the task for someone who isn't me, but they are not me. We all got together with Morgan and the bumbling compatriots that they have, and we stole the ship. Again, I don't know why, but to each their own, I guess. We successfully, well, most of us were kind and didn't kill anyone. I figured we would lessen the number. But with that, in many more words, the ship was acquired. The siren song was acquired. That's such a peculiar word. Boats don't sing. But I am not a shipwright, nor do I care to be. And we are off to find the other side of an island, in which hopefully Morgan's side of this relationship will be given, willing or unwilling. That's us. Also, I'm sure Zero is still booking in the background. That's it. Book close.
Okay. Also, I forgot to mention this. We officially have art for our 2 new team members by the one and only Clara Fang. You can see it on our players' banners and also the character sheets that are down in the lower left. Clara has done an amazing job, as always, for all of our character art. And definitely giving them a shout out because they're awesome. Check them out on Instagram. I think it's Clara Fang 1 is their Instagram handle, so check them out. That being said, as the ship pulls off into the open seas, well, as open as they are between a group of islands, let me get a little bit of music change here as we enter into the wild open seas. As the sun begins to set to your west, as you're in the direction you're traveling, you see the ocean kind of rising almost to meet you as your ship carries off to the sea, Morgan. The winds are good, and you can feel that sense of freedom that you always get when you're on the ocean. You feel it kind of flow throughout your body. You feel that voice in the back of your head. Just give a nice, relaxed sigh as they are in their element as well. As Gale comes up to relieve you from the helm. Went well, Captain.
It's a good morning indeed, isn't it? It's nice to be back out on the water.
So, I'm assuming you're going to have to do some setting up before we figure out where to next. Fortunately enough, this group seemed to have disabled that sloop that was docked there, so we won't be having anyone on our tails, at least for a bit.
Yeah. There is a group of islands before we hit the cove that our last scouts had mentioned things about, and we're already on the way. What do you say we make a couple quick stops?
Anywhere you want, Captain. You know I've got your back.
Would I know the name of the closest one?
The closest one to you? I don't have this laid out as nicely as I would have hoped for in this. Let's see. The nearest.
I can't find the map.
No worries. The nearest one would be Driftbank.
Okay. And out of the ones that I had heard rumors for,
Mhm.
Is that the closest one to us right now?
Yeah,
I've
you've
heard stuff
gotten.
about?
So the rumors I sent you, I didn't exactly detail well enough for you, and I apologize for that. I was short on time this week. A lot going on personally, and I apologize for all of that. But yeah, I would say for that one, anyone you want, any of those rumors you want to start, that's fine with me. I will organize it better for next week. But whichever rumor sounds the most intriguing to you, that could be the one that is here at Driftbank.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Yeah, so let's go ahead. We can do them in the order
Okay.
that you sent it to me. So we'll
Sure.
just go ahead with the first one.
All right. Black Dory's Chains.
Yeah.
Okay. That being said, the nearest island to you would be the Isle of Trickbank. You would know this, having lived your entire life in the Shattered Teeth, essentially. This is a barge island composed of lashed together wrecks that have kind of been placed in. It's where the city lies, on top of this kind of. Got to start over. This is a city of basically drift wood and ships, and that have been all lashed together, that reside at the base of this large mountainous area. So it's almost impossible for them to actually build a city in the island proper. So they've kind of created this floating city on the outskirts of it.
Yeah, so I let Gail know like where we are going, and then let him sort of do the rest of the navigating.
I
there.
can.
Do you know how far we are?
3 hours probably.
Nice. Okay. So
Yeah,
I will,
everything is very close at this point.
Yeah. So when Gail takes over the helm, I sort of go down to try and find the rest of them to let them know that we are going to be docking somewhere in around 3 hours.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing while as you pull out and hit to the more open seas in the Shattered Teeth?
Children. You guys are children.
I missed something apparently.
I was
I
waiting.
only,
I
it
refuse.
was.
I'm a professional.
Let's go, Mark's fault.
Gormrug will be taking scrap metal and carving into it with his smith's tools, and making not so much gauntlets so much as wrist wraps with runic words carved in them, so that there's one on each wrist.
Okay.
I would probably just be on the deck of the ship, just looking out at the open water.
Okay. Zeryl, having not been around for a few days, is there anything you would first and foremost, because I know you missed this, whatever skill or ability you were trying to improve during those 6 weeks of travel, you can consider yourself proficient in it, whether it was whatever it happened to be. I forget exactly what you had said. So go ahead and you can mark that off as proficient.
Okay.
And is there anything you wanted to do between all the other things that have kind of happened here?
The
Damn.
timing
We lost him.
could not be more impeccable.
Okay. Rhynak, what are you doing? He's hard frozen.
I don't think so. I
Okay.
think
Okay, cool. Good to know, Zeryl. Rhynak, what are you doing?
with the booking, yeah.
Yes, all the booking, I assume.
I hope you guys caught all of that.
We didn't,
Nope.
but it's okay.
Okay.
What'd
Fill
you
it
say?
in. Oh, that was your
Oh
imagination.
no.
You were
That's fine,
booking?
that's fine. I went from booking to pondering. I'm getting real cerebral these days. So
Gotcha.
I spent half of this stuff, consuming, and now I'm like,
Regurgitating and understanding.
right? You know what I mean? My religion, off the chain. I've really gotten to understand the books that my father gave me while
Okay.
I was, reading and trying to understand this connection between Paylor and the whole emissary thing, and yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Nice.
And what about you, Rhynak?
I mean, Rhynak definitely, took some journaling that they tend to do whenever they go somewhere. It's been very clear that every day he's writing in his book in some way, shape, or form. But I think probably he would not like in like a weird, creepy way, but just like approach Fennec. Probably just like move right next to them on the deck, looking out into the water. So, are we privateers now?
I mean,
I
we
heard that
only-
the other word is problematic.
only if you want to be.
I absolutely do not. That's why I'm asking.
I mean, if it's a one-time thing.
Their eyes look back out into the water, almost spotting, not even almost, spotting maybe like a school of fish that have, or like a school of larger things like kind of moving by in the water. That is my curiosity. Is this a one-time thing?
Are you referring to stealing a ship? Or something else?
Stealing ships? Going on voyages that were not originally in your plan, I would assume. The purpose of us working with her and her friends was to get something that they have. When do we receive? I think it is fair to say we are doing our part.
Well, I don't plan on stealing any more ships in the future. Again, reiterating, I don't plan on it. I think once we defeat this pirate king is when we receive our end of the bargain.
Do you believe they will keep their word?
I do. And if they fail to do so, well, I don't want to think about that, but we do outnumber them.
I have not had such an adventure like this in quite some time, if I must admit. I can't say I'm not curious to see how this turns out. But I am still just a historian after all. I don't do this dirty work thing.
When you say you haven't gone on an adventure like this in quite some time, what do you mean?
I wasn't always just for the books. It's kind of how where the planes have placed me, if you will. I would not call myself an adventurer, but I knew how to take care of myself. I'm older than I look, Fennec.
Did you miss it though?
I could say yes, but the adventure isn't necessarily over. Just a different point of view now. Do you have worries about what Zero saw?
Of course I do. I would basically give anything to make sure that it didn't happen.
I have to say, there's something about you. I haven't known you too long. What? A month and some change now, perhaps. There's a power within you, Finnick, Captain. Perhaps a different point of view would be good for you too. That entity is out there, whether you like it or not. Perhaps the goal is to take control yourself. The power is there. The question is, who controls the power, him or you? But what do I know? Again, just a historian. And before you can answer him, he pulls a book out of Zero's book and will turn and let you ponder.
I think it's at that point that I like sort of lower myself down and just like rest my head on my arms.
Okay. Well, I will say then at that point, Morrigan makes their way down from the upper deck down towards onto the main deck where all of you are kind of congregating. Quickly, Morrigan is joined by Soshi. Sancha? What is it? Sanshi.
You said it right the first time.
Think sushi.
Yes.
Just say
So
so instead of
an
su.
O.
I don't know why you didn't put this on your cheat sheet of people. I had to add it in.
I can fix that. I just didn't think you would have so much trouble with it.
I have brain damage. That's not a joke.
I will go in and I will add her in there.
Thank
How
you.
about that?
Sanji is quick to join you at your side.
Soshi.
What is it?
Soshi.
S-O-S. Okay, Soshi.
H-I, yeah.
Soshi is quick to join your side as you make your way down onto the deck with the main rest of the group. It is just the Fists and Gale and Soshi. So there are plenty of jobs to be done as the ship is kind of
There's a lot.
Yeah, as the ship is trying to make its way out there. But the scene is yours.
Yeah. So when I guess Morgan would have given the party the option of where they would have wanted to hunker down, right? She's taking the captain's cabin, but she would have offered up both the high officers' quarters or the lower officers' quarters and let you guys choose, because she wasn't going to put you all in the forecastle with like just the hammocks where the rest of the crew goes. Yes, the high officer quarters are a little roomier, but it's also right next to her room, and she wouldn't fault you guys for wanting like your own sort of like more secluded sleeping arrangements. So she would have offered up the lower officer quarters as well, which are right next to the infirmary and right above the kitchens, and would have let you pick. So then you guys can sort of choose together where you would want to lay your heads at night.
Looks at Finnick, looks at Gormrug, looks at Finnick, looks at Gormrug.
Are we
will take the high
question?
tower. Go ahead.
Are we okay? So we are on the ship right now. We're setting out, and we are now being given the option to pick where we want to sleep for the night?
Yeah, so for
Or
as long as you are on the ship, essentially, but it is
right.
one or the other. And the officer quarters do have like their own like separations and sort of mini rooms within them. Whereas the forecastle does not. It's like army style, one big open area with like those sort of double bunks that attach to the wall of the ship, so they don't,
Mhm.
fly around. And so she wasn't going to put you guys there.
Not yet.
So it's like, which one would you as a group want to stay in?
Zero
gonna stuff-
hasn't. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, just because she is going to stuff her officers into the other one, essentially.
Zero hasn't really been talking. He's just been kind of like eerily quiet and like very agreeable and just like, I'm assuming that Morgan, right? Hasn't heard Zero talk, so assumes that Zero is probably mute or is, just one of those people, but probably like mute or whatever. So hasn't really thought about it or anything. I don't think I got Morgan's description. Morgan is like average height, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
Morgan, just for the people joining us maybe for the first time today, can you go ahead and give Morgan's description for everyone?
Absolutely. I totally wrote that down.
Okay, that's helpful.
Yeah.
There's a picture on screen.
Is there? Yes, there is.
Oh, not anymore.
Never
That's
mind.
fake.
All right, so Morgan is a very average height, very normal looking half elven woman. She has smaller pointed ears. Her hair is black and wavy and cut at her shoulders, and it pokes out from this like red bandana that she has tied around her head. She is not wearing a captain's hat currently. She has her skin looks like a little bit tanned, but in the sense that it's because she spends so much time out on the sun. It's like that kind of tan, and she's starting to get like the little like sunspots on her face little by little, even though she looks very, very, very young. She has blue and black on her eyes, and her eyes themselves are these almond shaped, like almost black as well, like her hair. She has loose linen clothing, like a beige top and loose linen black trousers with some tall boots. She is wearing some sort of like leather on her torso, though. And she has a sword, a scimitar, on her waist, which is wrapped with these like dark blue leathers on the handle as well.
Okay.
That's me.
So Morgan has given us this where do you guys want to be at? And I know they're looking. And Zero, finally, after I'm assuming almost a week of adventure and thing, he goes, well, none of these things are going to do for me. So you can keep all of it and just give me a broom closet. We'll all be staying in there. Thank you.
No.
Cyril.
I'm going to turn around to them and go,
You're not
the broom
sleeping in the
closet
broom
will...
closet.
Gormarok, please.
I know what you're talking about. And the
Gormarok.
answer is no.
Gormarok, please, trust me. Thank you, I
Not
appreciate
saying
it.
anything, just looking at the group of you, very confused.
Cyril's such a sassy bitch.
And
Like,
then turns
I
around
know what
to
they want to do, but they're
More.
such a sassy bitch.
we go, okay, Morgan, you are dismissed. I appreciate your help. You can leave now.
No, Cyril.
So this is her ship.
Yeah.
She's offering us decent places to stay, and
Well, decent's a little,
no,
throwing that word loosely, but
Rhinox gonna look at Morgan after this, shaking his head. The lower quarters will be fine.
Very well. You will take the lower ones then. Just and she seems to ignore Zero, at least for the time being.
Zero's gonna go. All right, crew, let's giddy on up, and is gonna side look at Morgan and says Morgan, and turns around and walks to lower quarters.
To put something into perspective, not that I care to get into that individual's mind, as I am also new to them. When we first met, they decided to charm me. So they are quite abrasive. Not an excuse, just to understand.
I can see that. I would just, I would hate to have to put one of your companions in the brig so soon in our travels.
Well, we don't need to worry about that. We are all
he might enjoy that.
potentially. That is true. We should get something clear, though. This is your ship, by all means. You are the captain of this ship, so according to your laws, in some way, shape, or form, what you say goes. However, we are a group who are going together to do a thing for you. So we will, and he looks at Zero, and the look, Zero, that he gives you is if you say one more thing,
Mm-hmm.
and let's
Zero
say
goes. Girls go.
we will be amenable to the things that you suggest. Yes, friends?
Yeah.
I mean, I was planning to obviously treat you all as guests, which is why I'm attempting to be amenable myself and give you all choices. I want you to be comfortable. You are going out of your way to help me with something, though I know it is because you want something in the end, but you could have also just sort of jumped me at the end. Not that that would have turned out very well for you all, just because of where we were, but you didn't, and we are doing this instead, and I appreciate it. So I will try not to
Though
put them in the brig.
what we did was a largely dishonest thing, stealing the ship and all. We are largely honest people. We made an agreement,
See that?
and we intend to uphold that agreement. Zeril is... God, how do you put that into words? Zeril is of his own mind. And abrasive is a way to put that, but I think that Zeril's perspective can also be unique and inspired. It can also be motivating. It can also be persuasive. Zeril is an ally I've come to value. But don't take his sass too personally. That's just part of the charm.
heavy way of putting it, but if you say so.
Azeral's gonna go, oh my god, it is so late. And I know we are all
We'll be there in like 2 hours, Sarah.
extremely 2 hours. You kind of
Uh-huh.
need to be with me right now.
I'm gonna look at
Please.
Finnick. Look at Sarah. What?
Fine, whatever.
Okay. I believe Zarl's trying to get the fists down for a
Yes.
conversation. I
Yeah,
think is what we're
I
trying to
think
get
we're
here.
all like, no.
Okay.
Well, not necessarily no. Just
So
Brenda's looking at Finnick to see what Finnick would say.
I mean, to be honest, in this moment, it kind of looks like I'm expecting him to turn around and walk off. But I'm assuming Zeril is waiting for one of us to say something or make the first move. Would I be correct in assuming that?
Yeah, Zero is waiting for everybody to follow him so we can go do a thing that is away from these people. That is where Zero is at. These people, they're these people at the moment. He has been quiet and has some comments and concerns that he wants to say out loud to his group. And he has that face on.
well, Zarl's
He
able
has
to
that face on.
Zarl can communicate
Um,
mentally, correct? Am I misremembering
Yes,
that?
but I haven't casted
Okay.
it yet because I know that they don't know how to hide their faces and they're all gonna look at me crazy. That,
Okay.
so Zero knows a little bit better.
I think in this moment, I'm going to take a step towards, like, I'm going to walk towards Zeril, sort of stand next to him, and then extend my arm out, sort of gesturing for him to lead the way.
Zero's gonna go, wonderful, and spins and walks and goes, have a good night.
5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Don't
Anytime.
Middle of the
Yes.
day, and I'm gonna see you in 2 hours, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Morgan, excuse us. Apparently, we're having a little meeting.
By all means, go check out your quarters, get comfortable, do all that. I'm gonna be up here making sure the ships are running. And she'll just give you, the other three of you, just a polite nod, and we'll head away.
Okay.
Rydak will mirror the nod, but also looks at Soshi a second too long before turning. And
You could see
walking.
Soshi is literally just grilling you. Their eyes are locked on you, just nonstop.
You walk.
Okay.
Hands behind back.
So many questions about that.
Okay. So you make your way down to the lower, lower officers' quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Lower officers' quarters.
Yep.
Enter in, and the space is your own. There's it's nicer. There's the beds are a little bit more comfortable than what is up in the forecastle, but it's still pretty much an open space at this point. There's no sort of decorations. It is very much just a sleeping quarters, as nothing else has been set up yet.
As we sort of walk in and take in the space, I'll wait until everybody is in, and then I'll politely shut the door and look at Zeril. What is going on with you?
I was gonna take a deep breath. What is wrong with me?
That's not what I said. I said, what is going on with you?
You know what's wrong with me, Finnick?
No brain to mouth filter.
You know, Gormrog. And he's trying, you can see Zero trying to not fly off the handle with his words like he used to. He's really trying to like not filter his feelings, but articulate them without fall off, and anybody getting any psychic damage. Zero turns to Gormrog and goes, Gormrog, I've been quiet for like a week.
It's been 2 days, but yeah.
Like a week, same thing. Why are we on a pirate ship with strange people and we stole a ship?
Mhm.
And we can't ask the wizard in the bag anything? I'm really upset about it.
The
I don't
hell is a wizard
understand.
in a bag gonna know?
I'm just saying, I, under multiple supervision, couldn't ask the wizard a question, and now we're stealing ships for some random scurvy-ridden pirate?
One, she doesn't have
Don't.
scurvy. Two,
Are you sure?
she's not random. She
Mm,
has the sword.
Yeah, and I have a hangnail.
And I'm going to pull the shard of a scimitar out of my chest. This. The rest of this is what she has, and she's promised us that if we help her get rid of the Pirate King, I get the rest of this.
Right. And you believe, Gormrog, that she is going to give it to us?
No, she's soulbound. Of course she's not just going to give it to us.
So how you expect to get it from her? And
One of two options.
Do you think that she's just going to, oh, you can have my other piece of this ethereal sword that's coming out of my chest, Gormrog? Come on now. Also, I don't trust pirates. So there you go.
No shit. Nobody trusts pirates. They're pirates. We went through this at the table. There's a cleric with high-powered magic that can either untether her soul from the sword, or we kill her, take the sword, and bring her back.
Or she kills us and no more Gormrog. And I don't
Well, then
think
you won't
I'm
have to
ready
fight
for
with
a
me
world.
anymore.
I live to fight with you, Gormrog. I can't fight with anybody else. I guess I'm just a little bit worried. I'm tired of losing people, and I don't think I can do this anymore.
To be fair, you lose more people when you yap at the mouth.
Zarel's gonna turn and go, thank you for that anecdote. And then, and I learned that in a book. And then turns back around to Finnick. Finnick, do you hear what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, and trust me, I am just as worried.
It just seems like everybody's just lottie-dottie dying through this, and I just can't lose you guys. We only got 3 fingers left, And then Zero does the what happens if I lose my index finger, Gormrog? Or my big middle finger, Finnick? I'm just gonna be a thumb. Although I'm opposable, who am I gonna help? Myself? I'm opposable. I'm a thumb.
Yeah,
nobody wants to be a lone thumb.
Rhynak, for reference, he's referring to our name, the Fists of Fate.
I am much more adept with understanding context clues.
Okay. He has assigned us all fingers, and we have lost people. And Joseph.
We're done. We're done. We're done. We're going to break every.
Joe's to time out now.
Yes. Straight to the brig.
So you don't want to lose people. Is
I
the
understand.
ultimate need for you.
I mean, I could do this all by myself, but like, what
No.
fun would that be?
You can't, but that's the point. None of us can. None of us are capable of stopping the douche canoe and her husband. And if we're going to get anywhere near strong enough to stop them, we need to get as much on our side as we can. If I can have this sword, we stand a modicum of a chance. Semi-Yor
Zero.
with the stone blade. What's his face with the fire blade? We had the life and the death blade. And they took her. Because we failed. Were you strong enough to do that on your own?
No, I wasn't going wrong.
No.
No.
And neither was I. And neither was Finnick. And neither was Whisper. And all that on the tails of losing Clover. And losing Clover on the tails of losing Tristan. You didn't even know Tristan, did you?
Nope.
My brother. My protector. The one I started this whole freaking life with. You didn't know Felix. We lost him too. You didn't know Clover's brother, who we lost in an explosion. You didn't know Marie Lynn and Miss Roslyn. We've lost people. We've regained people. We lost more people. That's what this adventure does to you. If you can't handle that, Cyril, I don't know that you're ready for this. You want to tell me you're so strong you can do things on your own. Can you? Or are you just inflating your ego to make you look bigger than you are? Because we're not doing that anymore. Listen, I would hate to lose you in battle. But I'd hate to lose you over this even more. You are my friend. You are a member of our group. You are somebody I've come to care about deeply. And I don't expect to be aligned in every decision we make. But at least understand why we're doing this. The people we stole this from, horrible humans and other races. Humanoids, I guess. They are the ones who set up that shop in town that had stolen indigenous people's items that they were selling. I couldn't destroy the place. Couldn't hurt the person selling it, so I decided taking their ship was a good way to deal them a blow. That's a personal thing. They're not good people. They don't deserve the ship. Stealing it, not great. don't love that, but it was part of the bargain. I understand being opposed to it. I don't like that we did it. Sometimes you gotta do things you don't like in order to get to where you need to be.
Zero's gonna go. Well, I need a bath, and turns around to. Is there I'm assuming there's like a closet in there, correct? Like a little.
It's more like an armoire that you can open up, and then there's a space for you to put hang clothes and the like.
But it closes and opens, correct?
Correct. Yes, it's a double door armoire that you're able to
Wonderful.
space for.
Zero's gonna go. I need a bath. Are you guys coming with me?
Into a bath? No. What?
Wait. Zero's gonna cast. I don't know how to say this. I think I'm saying it wrong. Mordecaian's Magnificent Mansion.
Mordenkainen's.
Mordecaian's.
Yep, Mordenkainen.
Mordenkainen's.
You could just say Magnificent Manson. You don't have to
Yeah.
shout him
Magnificent Manson. All right. Marilyn Manson pops out.
It's actually less than Canaan's Magnificent Mansion.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm gonna cast that inside of the little thing.
Yep. Okay.
And say, I'm not staying here. Also, absolutely not. And then opens the big door, and it's a foyer, and it's a mansion. And it has about 100 servants from what I read.
Yep.
All ready to do whatever, and the floor plan is there's however you guys want for your room is fine.
I think as you cast that spell into the doorway, we're gonna go to a break here. This way you can we can get a little creative juices flowing here, and come back with a description. Does that sound good to everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we're gonna jump over to our break. We'll be back in a couple minutes, everyone. See you soon. And we're back. Okay. So, as you form this ethereal doorway in the armoire, Zeril, and you enter in, go ahead and describe to me what Zeril's magic mansion looks like.
So, as the door forms, it's this deep, deep green, emerald green door with gold, like almost like starry, like if you took the galaxy but you made it green instead of black background, kind of like that. And you open the door, and like fresh wind, crystal fresh wind, blows out, like almost like you're opening up like a walking into like a frosty something. And then there's gonna be, when you walk in, it's like a little foyer, and it's like there's columns. There's these big columns, and the colors that we're going with is like a gold green deal, right? And the floors are like this. It's almost like you're stepping out into just like a light pool almost. It looks like water, but it's not water, right? And it's just this fluid crystalline floor, but doesn't blind you though. It emits light, but somehow it's not blinding you or like blinding the whole room with light. It's just lit in a way, right? And then you go into the left, you can put all of your like weapons and things, weapons and jackets and whatever. And Zero walks in, takes off the coat and holds it out and is just about to drop it on the floor. And as he drops it, I guess a butler, my head butler, like materializes like right there, with a welcome of, hello, it's nice to see you. It's a very like, kind of thing, and catches it right before it falls. And let me put that up for you. And then like 3 or 4 more start to pop up and start to ask the others for their coats and jackets and weapons and all of these things, right? I'm assuming that they were like, where the heck did these people come from? And then I'm assuming that they're going to give them over.
No.
Because I have to like take you through the thing. So
I'd prefer to hold on to my stuff for the time being, but thank you.
and Zoro's going to go, you guys, they're going to clean them. Come on,
Prestidigitation.
come on. Looks
I
at
give
Finnick,
over my coat.
and then we're gonna walk through this next double door. And this next double door is gonna take you out to almost like a front yard looking thing. It's about 100 yards both ways and 200 yards forward, and it's these hedges with all these different color flowers, and they're big rectangles, and there's you see in the side there's the horse over there, war horse over there, running around and being tended to in the stable. There is on the left side, there's this big grand pond with like koi fish and gazebos and like lounging chairs and like a small boat to float on. And I'm like, all right, you guys, come. And then as I start walking, one of the butlers are going to ask me, would you guys like a ride instead of walking? And then I'm going to look at you guys. You guys want to walk? Yeah.
I'm all right with walking.
You all right with walking? Come on, Gormarog.
I'm probably faster than any ride you got.
It's not about that. I'm going to look to the butler and say, we'll ride. And so my butler's going to go, perfect. And they're going to go clap, clap. And then 8 butlers on both sides are going to appear, and they're going to like get into this running start, and they're going to run into each other I know, come with me. They're gonna run into each other, and they're gonna turn into a floating platform. What are those things called?
Pangolins?
Yes.
Pergolas.
What are they
Palanquin.
called?
Palanquin.
Palanquins. Yes.
Pangolins are
Palanquins.
animals.
Yes, pangolins are
Pang-
palanquins.
Pangolins
Pergolas are
animals.
a thing in your backyard.
Yes.
I got there.
And I'm gonna walk up, and I'm like, "Come on!" And then the palanquin's gonna have drapes and sides, and it's gonna have some food, and it's gonna have all these little pillows and things.
Lost Joe.
Okay.
Mhm.
Things. That being said, for
Are we back? I'm
yeah,
sorry.
we're back. There we go.
Okay, so I'm assuming you guys are getting in.
I will get in.
Thank you, Finnick. Sit. Come. And I'm looking at Rhinak and Gomrog like,
There is a look up. No, Gormrog. Can you roll me a persuasion check?
Mm-hmm.
wait, we could do that?
That's a solid 18.
Great. The only reason that Rhinak is here is because he looks at Gormrog, and the look that Gormrog you get is it. You are almost seeing the transition from very, speaks when needs to speak to, very silent. You can see that hunch forming again in a way of, I do not want to be here. Why are we doing this? But we'll just, as you wish. And we'll follow Gormrog's lead. It's not excited about the roller coaster that is happening right now. Other things could be getting done.
So the persuasion is mostly just a look of, I don't want to do it either, but we got to humor him because he's humored us over the last couple of days and gone along with our shit.
Mhm.
So let him show off a bit. Let him show us what he's made. This is pretty... I'm not going to admit it, but it's pretty nice. But
See.
go along with it because he's gone along with us. It's only fair.
Great. The only reason Rhinak is still here is because of this half work. But he will follow. You okay?
I just burnt myself on my tea.
As everybody files into the palanquin, it starts to kind of jostles, and it starts to move at a really nice pace where the wind is blowing through. And as we're going through, you can see some birds. They look like ethereal phoenixes. Like, how did you get those in here? Don't ask. Just enjoy, right? And as we're going by, my warhorse, Miyamori Cadenza, is right next to us, and I give a little scratch on the head, and she rides back off, and she's hopping over hedges. It's so beautiful. And then as we come up to the halfway of the second 200 not meters, or what did I say, yards, whatever it was, you see this really, really big, grand castle, and there's a moat. And as we're coming up, you see this giant bridge of light starting to like materialize, like if somebody dropped fairy dust, and it just goes, because it looks like we're gonna go off into the thing. And right as we like touch the edge, the dust like settles and makes like a bridge, and we go into this like inside castle part. And we get out, and I'm like, all right, everybody, it's time to go into your rooms. And then I asked my head, I don't know what I call him. I'm going to call him Jeffrey. Jeffrey, are the rooms ready? And he goes,
Yes,
certainly, master.
of course,
The
sir.
rooms are
Of course, sir.
ready.
The rooms are ready.
playing cue. I'm like, all right, come, everybody out. I'm assuming everybody's getting out. And then the palanquin shakes and then like breaks back into the
Two separate
to
servants.
the separate
Invisible
servants. Right. And as I'm walking, it's a double staircase up into the inside. And there's two big giant guards and with giant lances.
Both look exactly like Jeffrey, just much larger.
But it's much larger, yes. Love it. And so they open the door and I'm like, welcome. Do one of these and it's beautiful. There's plants and there's grand chandeliers and there's because I'm extra, quadruple staircase.
Oh, Zaro extra? No way.
Yeah. So staircase, plateau, staircase, railing, 360. Right?
Okay.
Given that Nintendo 64 Mario Castle.
Okay.
Go through these other doors, and as we're walking, I'm like, here's the kitchen. It's a giant kitchen. None of you guys are probably going to go in there, but you see like servants working and making food.
Yep.
And
There's about a dozen
like
Jeffreys in there just preparing food.
And as they go by, they say, hi, Jeffrey. They're extremely polite. Hi, Jeffrey. How you doing, Jeffrey? Oh, it's great, Jeffrey. Love it. We stop into the library, and I'm like, here's the library. It's floor to ceiling books, 365, with a cylindrical aquarium with sea dragons in it.
And because this is all Zarl making this up, these are just, each of them just says Zarl's Life, Chapter 1, and it's just, each one of them is a different tome of Zarl's life.
Yes. And it's an inset den kind of thing around the cylindrical aquarium with the sea dragons in there. It's like, if you guys want to read a book, you guys are welcome. You see Jeffrey's in there on those stair things going around like a Belle from Beauty and the Beast, just because, you know what I mean? And then we go up a staircase and then hang a right, and then we go a left. And as we're going down these hallways, and there's a runner carpet that goes down with like tassels that shoot up little like, every time you walk past it, they shoot out little stardust. And there's like a little music playing. And there's big grand portraits of me, of course. And all kinds of like different like styles. One with me like conquering a thing, and one with me with fur on in front of a fire, and another one with, floating, just all kinds of wonderful things.
And we all thought Scanlan was extra.
Yeah, right.
All right.
That shit on me.
For the sake of brevity, because this is a intense fucking mansion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm about to drop them all off.
Yeah.
We first stop Rhynak. This is for you. It's a dark blue door, very dimly lit, and it matches the purple outfit that I kind of helped him get earlier when I first met him. And it's like, quiet, and it's soundproof, and there's a bed in the corner, right in the corner, and it's just like, this is for you, because I figured you'd like it. Go on, open the door.
He doesn't move, but you just see the if there's a handle, it jiggles and opens.
Mm-hmm. And goes like, what do you think?
Surprised your mind could make something like this.
Yeah, I try, and toss his hair. All right, see you in a little bit. Come on, people, and keeps walking and hurries them along.
As you all begin to walk away, Rhynak stares at the door, looks back at the group, about faces, leaves.
He's also gonna have to walk all the way back.
It's a good 15-minute walk at this point.
Hey, well,
If you don't take the palanquin, it's about 30. Just saying. Um,
he'll be fine.
and then we go to the end of this corridor, and it's just a big, giant door. One of the doors is kind of like tribal, in a sense, and the other door is like almost looks like a ironclad knight, and of course one door is green. And I was like, this is something I cooked especially for you. And then I open it, and then as it opens, this sweet smell of like flowers come out, and there's this bed that's made of flowers, and it's sitting up on this like tree stump kind of thing, and there's stairs made of like wood and like flowers and vine, and it's like shaped like a heart, and there's a skylight that comes down, and there's just like little like things coming down, and the plants are also playing music. There are some that are shaped like actual instruments, and they're like playing music. It's like, just a little something for you guys. And he's looking at them like,
That's
waiting,
beautiful.
waiting for their response intensely.
Thank you.
It's nothing. Pushes them in and slams the door.
Was there a conversation they did?
I just turned to look at Gormog. I'm like, what are we gonna do with him?
He's the kid I never thought I'd have. Oh man, he is a lot. And I'm just gonna look around at everything, at the flowers playing music.
And you guys all hear from your respective places in this area my voice go, thank you everyone for joining us, our special guests. If you guys need to find the exit, please ask a Jeffrey that's near you, and they will escort you to where you need to exit. If you guys need anything, please refer to the Jeffrey. And if you need something for food, please ask Jeffrey. And also, if you are wanting to get access to another wing, please ask the Jeffrey that's in charge. Thank you. And goes click.
As someone who has navigated many an arcane space, being where he is, you would feel the doors of your mansion open and close.
Much like the pages of the book,
Very
Zero often closes.
Boom.
Okay. Was there a conversation that was going to happen here between Gormrog, Finnick, and Zarel, or no?
I think it was
No. It was had before he went in.
Okay,
That was
cool.
it.
Okay. Given how long it took us to get over here, do you want to head back? Because we're probably arriving soon.
Yep.
Or did you want to lay on a bed of flowers?
As enticing as it is, we do have business we need to attend to.
Boo.
Daryl, go away.
We'll revisit this at some other time.
One thing I will note that is, as the flowers are singing, you do see each of them is a Jeffrey that is just dressed as a flower. And they're just kind of waving back and forth, just singing this song to you.
Yes, love it.
I open the door and gesture for Gormrog to lead the way.
I will curtsy and walk out.
Okay. For brevity's sake, we will say eventually
Jeffrey leads us out.
Jeffrey leads you out. Eventually you all exit out through the magnificent mansion doors back into the lower officers' quarters proper. Ryanek, is there anything particularly you wanted to do during this time or no?
That question can be answered, but I have to ask Yuri. Is Soshi with you the entire time?
Yes.
Yeah, so she more than
And
likely
the
will be at
times
some
that
percent.
you don't, like, if you're looking, if I'm there and you don't see them next to me, you don't see them anywhere else on the ship either. But when you do see them, they are always with me.
Okay. Then no.
Okay.
For now.
Okay. I will say, in short order, you find yourselves all approaching the city of Driftbank, and it is very much what you expect it to be based off the description you've been given. It is this city built on the ruins of ships, whether it is ships that have been completely disassembled to form this almost floating island, or ships that have crashed and been repurposed into some sort of shop or denizen or whatnot. It is just this amalgamation of driftwood and ruined ships and extra kind of bits of lumber and steel that have been brought together to kind of form this city. Very much unlike the city you were previously in, whatever that was, I can't remember my names. There is no steam pumping from anything. It is very much this like organic city that has been kind of brought together in this place. A lot of the shops are built into this driftwood style. What?
Nothing, man. We just stand a community that reduce, reuse, recycle.
Oh, yeah, very much so. It was very much, it's just these kind of bits of ships that have been reused. And as the siren song kind of comes in and docks, it's easy enough. It's almost as if every edge of the city is its own dock, and there are just a multitude of ships that have kind of found their own place here. Some of them, even as you're kind of looking at the city from afar, have docked and never left, and the city kind of grew around it, and there's bits of planking and parts of the city that have grown out from it as new blocks and new additions have been put in. And you can see like the masts have been removed over the years, and parts of the ship have been removed. So there are skeletons of ships a little bit deeper into the city, but you see it's just kind of organically grown out over the years. You reusing everything that's kind of come their way. But as the siren song comes and docks on the outer edge of this city, the first thing you kind of see is this massive market that surrounds the outside. There are bits of bone that you see for a few of the shops that have kind of come up and are being used very ostentatiously to kind of denote where those shops start and end. There is a small square almost in the market section that is a little bit smaller than maybe you would expect like a big religious center to be. But it is there, and you do see several people of various races kind of worshiping in that space. Um, there are shops of spice, there are shops of various ship building equipment or repairs. There are a multitude of different shops there. If there's things that you would like to look for,
Sorry, did you say who was being prayed to here?
you do not you do not see anything that denotes a specific deity.
Does that mean it seems to be a polytheist type of place, or we just don't see anything of note yet?
Roll me a perception check, I'll say.
I asked because I come from a place where religion is so specific.
Uh-huh.
Wildmount has you praise the 8 and that's it.
Yep.
Or is it 8? But just curious to see just.
No, I get what you're
You
asking.
said-
Roll me a
you
perception
said
check.
Perception.
Yeah, to see if you see anything either broadly, like a
Yeah.
variety of symbols that maybe are in smaller spaces, or something else.
I like to point out to everybody that our proficiency went up, which I forgot about. So yeah, this is the nice 23.
Okay. With the 23, you don't notice any religious iconography.
Okay.
Which, to you, being the intelligent person you are, would denote that they are not worshiping traditional deities, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
That this may seems to be more of a spiritualistic society,
Noted.
and they seem to be worshiping the bones or the coral that has kind of been cultivated in this space in their own aspects.
There's a look of both intrigue and a minor look of disgust in the same breath.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting dichotomy happening as he just takes in that, but says nothing otherwise. As I finish my notes. Trying to be a good person.
Okay. That being said, as your ship docks and you are able to disembark from the ship and enter into the market proper, as I've said, you see a variety of shops. So if there's anything in particular you'd like to try and pursue, those options are available to you.
Would we have short rested on the boat?
Yeah, you can take a short rest. There's plenty of time for that.
Because I definitely did things beforehand. So
The night is setting definitively as you are all coming onto into the dock, so it is just past sunset at this point, as lamps are being lit throughout the city, and you could smell the scent of like whale oil being ignited to kind of keep all of these various lamps lit throughout this makeshift city almost. One thing you do notice is there is a large population of hobgoblins. And Finnick, you looking at a few of them, you see that very familiar lacquer armor from the only hobgoblin you've ever really traveled with. And you are reminded to the back of the start of this campaign for a brief moment as 2 and 2 connect.
I think I'm gonna. Where is, like, in our walking group formation? I'm assuming Morgan is towards the front. I'm gonna quicken my pace a little bit to meet her. So excuse me for asking, but is I'm curious what we're looking for while we're here.
Looking for a person, actually. Oh, one of my own, I think, is here. I suspect not necessarily willingly. But I will think me, Soshi Gale, and I will walk around asking some questions. The rest of you are free, however, to explore the market or whatever you wish.
Is there anything we could do to help you in this endeavor at all, or?
Maybe after I figure out exactly where they are. A couple of extra hands might be useful.
Would you be able to provide a description of this person in case we see them, I guess? So we know what we're looking for?
DM really quick.
Yeah. So
Are we...
this is not part of the list you gave me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, the person who would have taken that role would have been the boatswain.
Okay.
Or the boatswain.
They could be the bosun if you want.
If you made that like its own role and its own person, then we can do that as well. It's just like I was a little confused.
Yeah.
And
I
so
wasn't
I
super
just want to
clear,
know who to describe, just so
Go
I
ahead and
know.
describe your bosun.
Okay. So since you asked, Morgan would give you the description of a person. Would tell you his name is Watcher. He is a dwarven man with brown hair, braided up into a really thick ponytail and a long beard that's also braided. He would have a coat on him, and she would tell you like he's probably a lot cleaner, or at least would try to keep himself a lot cleaner than most everybody. He's like a little bit of a germaphobe, and kind of like well, if you see like a dwarven man with a face like this, that's probably him. He doesn't smile like ever. And that's the description that you would get.
Okay.
Yeah, if I manage to, again, figure out where he's being kept, I will send word for the rest of you. I'm assuming you are probably all going to stick together. I probably would suggest that.
I mean, I would assume so in a unfamiliar place. Have you been here before?
No. I usually stuck to the larger islands or spent most of my time out on the water. Haven't actually been here before, though, so it'll be a good time.
All right. Well, stay safe. Don't get into too much trouble. At least without us.
No promises. I'll let you know if anything happens. But look around. Be a tourist. Enjoy.
And then I'll sort of slow my pace so the rest of the group can catch up. And I'll sort of relay that information in the description as well of who they're looking for.
Okay.
Joe,
Go
can
ahead.
I ask what the weather is like?
Right now it is, as the sun is kind of set, this very cool breeze has come through. The skies are crystal clear and very much a little bit opposite from what you dealt in Siltsbane, where that
Mhm.
nightly fog seemed to kind of cover the city, being so close to the curtain.
The edge of the storm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
being so close to the curtain. This being a little bit further in, it's just this beautiful clear night, and you can hear a city built through refuse and kind of this kind of amalgamation of anything that they can gather, looking at this massive kind of mountainous island behind them. Celebrations seem to be almost a nightly occurrence. You can hear that excitement kind of building as the sun goes down.
Can I see the moons?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah, you would see both of the moons out in full at this evening.
So as Finnick returns to the three of us, she's gonna catch me staring up, and I'm just kind of spin her around, and with my arm right in front of her face, I'm gonna point to the moon and just say, "Look how clear it is out here." And as she looks up, following the line of sight of my arm, and the sight of the two moons catches her eyes, I'm gonna pull my arm back under her chin and pull her into a kiss.
Fennec's face goes bright red.
And that is the most beautiful sight I've seen all day.
Thank you.
Zero is going to. He's just looking around. And he goes, "Okay, so what are we here for?"
There-
Apparently, we are here to watch two lovers have an embrace.
That's just the perk of traveling with us.
That I see. After hearing Finnick say what Morgan is here for, it's not upon the list that we discussed, but apparently there are stops in this.
Well, didn't she mention that we needed to find her crew along the way?
Oh, I guess I missed that. Sorry, I was too busy staring at the one who keeps staring at me.
Can I ask what the deal is with that? You two seem to just...
Yeah, do you know Soshi from somewhere?
Oh, not at all. I just go quite honest with you. I don't know.
Zero's
mean
gonna
you don't
go. Zero's gonna go. There's definitely a thing, but there's a thing.
If there's a thing, it is a one-sided thing. I quite literally don't think of them. I don't know them. If they would fall into the water, I have no obligation to save them. That's what I'm saying. I don't care if there is a thing they have. They are not my
Can
concern.
I insight check that?
Yes.
Please do.
Zero's like,
Would you like me to
Just
do an
nodding like
active
this.
deception or base it on my passive?
Don't say if it's a persuasion or a deception. Just roll a d20 and then say what the number is.
If you're telling the truth, add persuasion. If you're telling a lie, add deception. Do not tell us which one you're using.
I rolled a 27.
You ate that now.
right.
Uh,
No
Damn.
crumbs. And the plate.
15.
Okay, Cookie Monster.
Right? Given buffet. Absolutely has clocked why they are staring. But does not know or care past that. You get truth in the fact that they really don't care. But on the do you know why? The smart man that he is has put two and two together. It is clear that there is something that is not.
Okay.
Um,
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna look at Rhynak. Just be like, okay.
Speaking of not saving them if they fall off the boat, you can breathe underwater?
No, not necessarily. We weren't under there long enough.
Were you just holding your breath?
You want an insight?
I'm not as good at this as Finnick is, but sure.
Zero is going to is listening and looking
no.
and doesn't need to know or insight check that there's a thing that's wait. Go ahead, Farag.
Grand total of an 8 on my insight check.
Hate that.
Yikes.
Hold on, give me just a second, sorry. For all intents and purposes, he seems on the up and up as far as being underwater. We really weren't under there too long.
Yeah, I mean, at no point did you feel like you were gonna lose your breath, considering everything like that, Gormrog. So it's not super on.
Yeah, but I'm you know.
Yes,
Gormrog.
we all know that you are Gormrog.
He's Rhynak.
Right.
Right.
It is an impressive feat to hold your breath as long as I do. I am
Zero's gonna go. He's gonna interrupt Gormrog and say, Gormrog, come on. If he's holding his breath that long, clearly he's using a spell of gills. Duh. And I'm gonna look at
Nailed it.
And we
I have no reason to lie to the three of you.
no, I know.
Rhynak, like trying to give him an out.
If you must know, I did not need to breathe.
That is a cool trick. How do I do it?
You die?
Oh, well, what?
Yeah, Gormrog, you die. Duh. Yeah, wait, what?
No, because I've done that a couple
Um,
times.
Actually,
Still gotta
yeah.
hold my breath.
Wait, you'd have to die and hold your breath?
There are many things we can discuss, new friends. You just never asked.
I'm asking.
Wait a second. Hold on. Are you freely giving information?
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Perhaps
I'm just
you can call
saying.
it payment for, or a thank you to allowing us to see your wonderful home. Zaro.
And Zaro goes and does this with his hand and starts to raise his pinky with this face of like endearing, like we just found another finger.
But we can speak about this as we get some food. And because I need to take a quick call, he's just going to step away.
Yep.
Got you.
Will actually have Gale stay on the ship and will only take Soshi
Okay.
with them as they sort of go around asking about Watcher.
Okay. Um. Okay. As you kind of begin to make your way through the city, roll me a perception check before you even start to ask around.
Sure. 27.
27. Okay.
Wow.
As you are looking around at this amalgamation that is the city, some things start to look a little bit familiar. Some of those ships that have been brought in and kind of disassembled to expand the city, we'll say.
These bitches.
One of them is the Thorn Piercer, which you're familiar with. It's the ship of a fellow pirate called Krevok the Iron Tongue. There's another one that kind of looks like it might be the Gallows Reborn, the ship of Commodore Skelix Vorn. And as you kind of start to piece this together, this city, at least in part, is built off pirate hunting. And as you make your way a little bit deeper into the city, you come across this very large opening. And you see about a dozen, 24 black flags hanging in the city center. This music is far too happy for me right now.
Mhm.
The first one you see is this black flag hanging, a red kraken wrapped around a broken anchor, the eye of the kraken just dripping blood. You see a screaming skull with wind swirling around from its mouth and these almost pale blue lines. Next, a skeletal hand gripping a rusted rose, the thorns bleeding this black ichor. We can go on and on as you pick out various crews and flags of people you've served with, people you've been friends with, people that you've had issues with throughout the years. But you also see on that stark black cloth 2 scimitars crossed with a handheld brass telescope in this almost X formation as one of the flags dangling there.
Makes sense why you asked, Joe.
And you, last time you remember seeing that was on your ship before it was destroyed and sunken down into the sea. In the center of this square, you see several gallows, stockades, and hanging baskets made of steel and spike, with people that you recognize, whether it be from crews that are not your own, though a few of them you've worked with in the past. You see them in various states of decay or decrepitness. Some have been removed from their mortal coil. And there are several that still cling to life, though frail. In that,
How large is this floating city?
It's pretty big. I mean, the entire outer market is several city blocks in a real world kind of analogous, several city blocks wide and deep. So it is it is a city built on a dock before you get to an island. So it is tremendous.
Okay, so just burning it all down is kind of out of the question.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you could start a fire in one spot and it would spread to the whole place. It would take several fires throughout the entire island, throughout the entire city to burn it all down. But
Do I see Watcher?
in one of those cages hanging, you see Watcher. His thick dwarven arms barely able to even push out through the bars, so he is just cramped up in this cage, hanging there. Just the bits of his feet able to actually push out through the bars to give him some semblance of comfort. He is squished almost inside this cage as he hangs there. His body sunburnt, his face shallow from dehydration. And there is that reminder of the life you've lived and the potential consequences that may come from it.
I think after taking it all in, they'd head back to where we had anchored down our new ship. And I think I'd look for the group again, realizing like this isn't going to be something I can do on my own, as I was hoping to do. I thought I was going to sneak in to a little jail sheriff's, something and break him out. And I know there is an anger to her now as she walks back with Soshi on her tail, looking for the rest of the team.
So that's easy enough, as the city is large enough that people are able to spread out with as low as a population as the place has. It's bigger than the population demands. So it's easy enough to see through the marketplace your kind of group of people that have stuck relatively close together and are trying to just explore what this city is. It's easy enough for you to find them.
Yeah, she'll catch up to the rest of you, and look around, noticing like Brainac is not there. Assuming he probably went into like a shop or something on his own. Hey, I found him.
Oh, that's
Zerl's gonna go, oh, wonderful. Where's he at?
I think it would be easier to show you, I suppose. Yeah. Just come with me.
I guess sort of noticing the demeanor of Morgan has changed. Before you turn and walk away, she's just gonna rest a hand on your shoulder. You okay? I mean,
I mean, are
noticed that
any
you
of us really ever okay? But
mean-
no, this is. I'm trying to think of ways to burn the whole place down, but you'll see. You'll understand when you see it.
Zero goes, oh, we're burning things down.
Maybe.
I like a maybe. Let's go.
I think you're missing someone. I don't want to just leave them on their own.
Oh no.
He just
And-
pops out of nowhere.
Right.
He's like, oh shit.
Right next.
To be fair,
actually.
to be fair, I have a 25 passive stealth.
Just
Just
because I
steps
want
out
to,
from the shadows.
I want to get
Yeah.
to this because this was supposed to happen before you had to take that call.
Fair.
So just rolling back the clock a little bit. Rhynek, as you and the rest of the team are kind of moving through this, you see this blue-skinned and all the let me back up a little bit. Some of the shops are literally at sea level. The wood falls off into where there is just a hole in the floor and it is water there to accommodate some of the more aquatic style individuals. Does anyone here speak Aquan? Okay, Gormrog,
Does
you're the only one
Sochi?
that speaks Aquan. So
I speak primordial, yeah.
No. You speak Aquan as well.
Oh,
As-
shit.
As this is said to
Oh.
you,
Huh.
as
Don't worry
this
about
is
it.
said in the space. As you're kind of walking past one of these open holes, this individual pushes up from the water. The first thing you notice is teeth, just these jagged, dagger-like teeth in their mouth. Their skin blue, pulling back into this fin-like crown around their head. Their arms, these long, bluish, clawed hands with skin between each finger, these long frills at the elbow. As this, the four of you go ahead and roll intelligence checks for me. It can be either religion, nature, or I'm gonna go religion or nature.
Oh, okay.
I got a plus
Sorry,
one to both
Joe,
those things, but I rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
3.
7.
Sorry, I'm glitching over here.
You're good.
And I'm looking at the stat block so she can understand all language.
This is before, so she's got this is before
Before
Morgan.
we got
Yeah,
there?
this is before
Okay.
you got there. So
Oh,
actually, you
so,
know what?
I rolled
I
this-
think it's better if it's as you get there. So I'm gonna
Sure.
just
Oh,
retcon
okay.
that a little bit. So this is as you guys have gotten there.
16.
17.
17 and 16. Okay. So with a 16, I think that's high enough. This is a marrow. And you know that this is a marrow. Marrow
Like a
are
mermaid.
mermaids that have been corrupted by the fiendish planes before being returned to the material plane.
Mm.
As she kind of pulls from the water, she grabs Rhynek by the ankle. Looking up towards you, her eyes completely white.
Is she attacking, or is this like a sudden like grip?
She's
like trying to hold on to
gripping,
me?
looking at you, just locked in this stare with you. Not
Oof.
like it's aggressive in her grip, but not
But it's not
aggressive like she's
violent.
trying to attack you.
Yeah. Looks down. Is there a reason you are touching me?
One who sees with hollow eyes, cast down the fire that dares not die. Silence the scream that wears the crown. A secret's long buried shall pull him down. The left hand waits behind the veil. When the ash speaks, you must not fail.
Mind sending that to me?
Yeah.
Just so I can get the full wordage of it.
And is she saying this in Aquan or
Aquan.
in
Yes,
Common?
this is in Aquan.
Oh,
Hmm.
So only Gormog would understand it.
I'm just posting it in the group chat, the cast discussion, so everyone
Mhm.
has it.
great, thank you.
So sounds just like gurgling and burbling of water.
Yes.
Um, I'll look around and see that everyone else knows nothing of what she just said, and I'll translate that for everybody.
As she finishes saying this, her hand just kind of jumps off your ankle. And you see this flickering as her eyes return to semi-normal. I mean, they're still narrow, so it's not glowing white anymore. It's just their normal
Yeah.
pupilless eyes.
Was that in Aquan? Was that a threat or a warning?
I don't know what happened. I'm
You
sorry.
grabbed my friend.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you all.
What's
Can
your
I
name,
make some-
friend?
Oh, I can't actually understand it. Sorry.
My name
Oh, we got to
Yes.
hydrate or die.
My
Thank you, Rika.
name is Shasa.
Her name is Shasa. She says she doesn't know what just happened. She apologizes for the interruption.
The left-handed one calls to me, and you see her left hand, the blackish veins kind of crawl up through the like fish scales.
I know I don't speak her language, but I'm just going to sort of kneel down and offer my hand as if to place hers on top.
Roll a persuasion check for me. I'm going to say at disadvantage because you don't speak their language.
Who was the left-handed?
What do you mean who's left-handed?
Wasn't that
You said the left-handed calls to her.
Yeah.
Who is the left-handed?
Are you asking this in character or not?
Sorry, I am. Well, Rydak wouldn't be asking out loud. Sorry, I'm asking who is the left-handed. Sorry.
You know who the left-handed is.
Okay. Oh, I was making sure I'm here with everything.
Yes.
Is this? And sorry, just so I also understand. Is this a warning to me or a warning about me?
It's a warning to, as Gormog has translated it.
Yeah.
It sounds like a warning to you.
Gotcha. Thank you. Sorry, my brain was like, hold on.
It seems like
I'm
a message
interpreting this
sent
two
to
different
you.
ways. Yep. Thank you.
I rolled a 16 persuasion.
She kind of reaches the hand out, and you see that it's almost starting to like desiccate her hand as she reaches out to you.
And I'm going to lay my other hand on top of hers and use my divine sense.
She is fiendish. Her entire visage is fiendish, but based off what you know of Meros, that's not unusual.
Well, I don't know anything about Meros. I only rolled a 7.
Okay, fair enough.
But...
based off what Gormrog and Zeril and everyone else is able to tell you, that is not unusual for Meros.
But then I'm also trying to get a sense of what this corruption could be in her hand.
It is fiendish as well.
Rhynak will just, with the translation, move back as if like slightly disgusted or like appalled. Don't worry about it. I am fine. I am not harmed.
And then, as her hand is still in mine, I'm going to attempt to use 5 points of my lay on hands to either cure a disease or neutralize a poison affecting her.
As you do that, the chains on your right arm glow in red hot fashion against her left hand that is corrupted in this way. And this almost energy, this greenish, purpley, I apologize, not greenish, this like purplish energy kind of pushes forward from her hand and shoots like a spectral hand towards the chains wrapped around your right arm before shooting back, and her hand pulls back and falls into the water, and she disappears down, following it, disappearing under the water.
Okay. Well,
I don't think she meant any harm. Rhynak, do you know what she's talking about?
Was it what happened with the chains? Did only Phoenix see that?
No, you all saw that.
I wasn't trying to hurt her at all.
You see the
don't know what
look.
that was.
You see the look of it almost looks like defeat, but also looks like annoyance. Is it something that you need to know right now?
If you... I guess you'd be the one to answer that question.
What's
the
up?
path that you all take. Go ahead. Oh, sorry.
What's up, Finnick?
I didn't mean to interrupt. Oh my
No,
god.
no, please, please do. I didn't see that.
guess-
I thought it was like a touch, not a like holding hand up. Yeah.
Because I recall with divine sense, do I detect any other celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet?
I'm unaware of anything that would stop this, Yuri. If you see,
We are close enough. We are close enough.
yeah, Soshi, you see glowing with the celestial energy.
Hmm.
Also,
And because, oh
sorry, last thing, I swear.
no, please, no, please.
As the chains around Phoenix's arm cool, you see a bit of ash form on them before it blows away in the wind.
Hmm.
I'll just
Oh.
sort of. Sorry.
No worries. I was just going to add, and it's everything that's happening right now, all at once. I think it would be failing. So in this moment, with the divine sense, you get a purplish gray aura off of him.
Okay. I just look at Soshi, I look at Rainak, and then I just break my gaze as I look down to where she swam away.
Zero is Zero's looking at Finnick, looking at Soshi, looking at Rainak, looking at the hole in the ground, and he's looking at Finnick like, you saw something, but you're not saying it, but I'm not going to press it, because if you're not saying it, there's a good reason you're not saying it right now. And is hoping that after looking at all these three places, we'll look up and glance at Zero looking at her, but probably won't because she knows that Zero's looking at her.
The layers in that.
Zero's also, because it's clearly this weird tension that's happened, he's gonna go, well, how about we put a pin in that and go burn down a city? In hopes to like break
Let's
the.
look at what we're dealing with before we burn down an entire city.
I mean, seems pretty burnable, Grimrog.
That's why you should do it.
We are burning down.
Burn it
cities.
down?
No. Let's go see what we're dealing with.
That.
Morgan has been uncharacteristically quiet this entire time. When
Mhm.
Finnick says that, they just nod and turn to lead you to what she saw.
Okay. I'll say in short order, Morgan's able to lead you into the square known as the Black Flag Square. So you come in and you see just a variety of pirate flags hanging around, and equally, almost exponentially so, bodies. Some alive, some dead, some through various states of decay. Thrown throughout, throughout this, that doesn't make sense, this space.
Thrown throughout.
I don't know.
Scattered.
Scattered throughout.
Sprawled.
Thank you. Yeah, sprawled throughout. Whatever. Fucking, I don't know. You see pirates. What you're assuming are pirates in this space. Some in cages, some in stockades, some nailed to the floor. Literally.
In a voice. That one over there, the dwarf in the cage hanging from the ceiling. That's Watcher. He was honestly probably the most feared man on my crew before the boat sank.
Feared.
Yeah, he kept the brig. Nobody wanted to get on his bad side. He was our boatswain. So he was in charge of making sure everybody was doing their jobs. If you see over there, and she'll sort of point, that is my ship's flag. And I want it off that wall. And I want my man back. And if we can break out maybe the others that are still alive, I would like to do that too.
And I think that is where we're gonna call it for tonight. I
I
think
was
that is
just about to rain hellfire down.
I think that is the
man.
perfect place to end it for tonight.
So ready to make a commotion because you know everybody needs a great distraction.
Okay. That was a interesting episode. I think we'll leave it at that.
And the way it started and then the way it ended,
yeah.
just
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a very different second half.
Mhm.
We'll be back next week with another episode of Forging Fates. Go ahead and we'll start off the other way. Date, what do you got going on this week?
Nothing.
Okay,
yet.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Things are kind of on postpone and things. I will let you know when the things are back thinking.
Okay. Cece, what do you got going on?
This upcoming Saturday over on the Nerds with Dice channel at 4 a.m. Central Standard Time, I will be playing Bewitched, a game about bisexual witches, for their Pride fundraiser.
Okay. Omega, what do you got going on?
Tomorrow, you can catch me on twitch.tv/surfeffers_ for the third episode of Doom Scroll, the wonderful summer series over at the Long Shot Table. And then I'll be at MagicCon this weekend. If you're in Vegas and you're going to MagicCon, say hello. Hi. Very excited about that. That's me.
Okay. And Yuri.
yeah, tomorrow you can go ahead and find me at Happy Jack's RPG as we play the Electric State RPG. And on Wednesday, you can go ahead and find me at Don't Kill My Character as we play superhero shenanigans with the Mutants and Masterminds RPG. And then after some secret recordings the rest of the week, on Saturday, you can go ahead and find me during the day over at Geeky Teas and in the evening over at the Roguelike Tavern for some nerdy get-together with the folks from the Crit Awards.
Nice. Okay. We are gonna raid out to Blackwater D&D. Adam is just chatting. It looks like doing some stuff, building a thing. I don't know. That being said, I got nothing else. If you guys got nothing else, remember, we love you, geeks. Good night.